Okay, you've been caught not taking your diet seriously, but don't worry because in this video I'm going to talk about why nutrition is just as important for getting in shape as your training and your workouts are. If you want to learn how to lose body fat and build muscle to get in shape, this YouTube channel is for you. If you click the subscribe button and the little bell as well, that will notify you every time I upload a new YouTube video. When most of you guys decide to get in shape, whether it's because you want to be more confident, you want to gain more respect, it doesn't matter what the reason is, you start training, you start using weights and weightlifting. The reason is because you know that if you want to get in shape, you want to build bigger muscles, you need to start training, and that makes sense. So you'll go online and find a workout plan from probably somebody on YouTube or anyone on Google and just start working at that plan. And that's okay, it's a good start, it makes sense. But a lot of people then are neglecting the nutrition side of things. The nutrition side of things is just as important, and some would argue more important than the training side of things. I'll use a quick analogy just to explain things. So if you want to build a physique, if you want to get in shape, that's your goal, that's here. And the two things that are going to get you in shape are training and working out, and your nutrition as well. They're the main two things. Obviously things like rest and recovery and supplements might come into play later, but let's just think about those two things for a beginner. If you're wanting to make a cake, for example, your goal is to bake a cake. If that's the cake in the middle, you can't just have chocolate, because without the flour and other ingredients, you can't bake a cake. It's the same thing with this. You can't have the goal to build a physique and just start training. The nutrition is just as important as the training. They go hand in hand and they work together to then build that physique. A lot of people will then ask the question, well, what is more important then? If I had to choose one, which is more important? My answer to that question is don't choose one. Don't ask a stupid question, because it is a stupid question. They are both as important as each other. They work together. What I recommend for a beginner is then splitting those two categories up into two subcategories. So for example, for the training side of things, you want to focus on your form. So how are you performing the exercise, making sure you're doing it correctly, and then consistency. So doing that 3 times a week, 5 times a week, whatever your plan it suggests for you to do, then staying consistent with that. Then the subcategories for the diet and nutrition side of things are high protein diet and eating in a calorie surplus if that's your goal to build muscle. So if you want to build muscle, you need to eat in a calorie surplus. If that is what your goal is to do to build muscle, then you will have to eat in that calorie surplus. The other thing that you'll need to do is eat a high protein diet. If you're doing all the weight training, you'll need extra protein to then recover and repair those muscles that you've damaged in the gym. And when I say damaged, I mean damaged in a good way. You're tearing the muscle fibers down. The protein, the branched chain amino acids, BCAAs in the protein comes in from your nutrition and rebuilds those muscles bigger and stronger. All of that process happens while you're sleeping. That's why rest and recovery is also important. We'll talk about that in another video. But then split that down into those two categories. So you need the training side of things, with focusing on your form, focusing on staying consistent, and then with the nutrition side of things, focus on a high protein diet and eating in a calorie surplus. That's just a beginner's guide to start out with. I'm always in the comment section down below, so any questions you have about anything fitness related, just drop me a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you.